People everywhere love the thrills and imagination that theme parks spark. Whether you're a fan of roller coasters, water rides, great shows, or interesting scenery, there's something for everyone at theme parks. And they help even the most stringent of sticks in the mud to find their inner child again. But you're missing out if you're only checking out theme parks in the US. So we've assembled for you a look at the 10 best theme parks in the whole wide world. So hold on tight, and here we go. Number 10. Thorpe Park Resort, Surrey. Thorpe Park Resort has more than 30 rides and attractions and likely too much to try and see in just one day. And while it's not the UK's biggest theme park, we're not listing the biggest parks, but the best. So, while some may argue with us about this, it does actually have a lot of coasters with superlatives. For instance, the Swarm is the only winged roller coaster in the UK. Stealth is the fastest coaster in the UK. Colossus is the first coaster in the world to have 10 loops. And Saw, the ride, is the world's first horror movie-themed coaster. Of course, all of that will keep thrill seekers giddy, but there are loads of other rides and attractions for the whole family. Depth Charge is a 4-lane racing slide. Quantum is a magic carpet ride. There's a teacup ride, bumper cars, and a swinging ship ride called Mr. Monkey's Banana Ride. So the whole family should be able to find something fun here. Number 9. Ferrari World, UAE. Ferrari World is like Disneyland for car lovers. It's the biggest indoor theme park in the world, and it's home to the fastest roller coaster in the world too. Its architectural design is impressive, sporting a red roof designed to resemble a Ferrari logo and an interesting network of metal lattice on the underside of it that covers the park. There's a lot of history in the park, including sections that recount Ferrari's backstory, a museum of Ferrari cars, and a section that describes how the Ferrari F1 team works. Some of the attractions feature G-Force, which is a drop tower that shoots you 203 feet into the air while your legs dangle under you, then abruptly drops. The Fiorano GT Challenge, a roller coaster where sports cars race each other, and of course, the Formula Rossa. The Formula Rossa reaches speeds of 149 miles per hour in a mere 4.9 seconds. It goes so fast that you're given safety glasses to prevent wind damage. If you're a fan of Ferrari or you want to check out the world's fastest coaster, then Ferrari World is definitely a must-see. Number 8. Everland, South Korea. Everland is just outside Yongin and is South Korea's biggest theme park. In 2007, it was listed as the 10th most visited theme park in the whole world. It has divided theme zones like Zootopia, Aesop's Village, Magic Land, and European Adventure. There are several unique opportunities to be had here, like the first wooden roller coaster in Korea, which is also among the fastest in the world, with a height of 183 feet called the T-Express, which goes up to 64.6 miles per hour, and a sort of convertible amphibian vehicle adapted for the safari ride, so that you can get up close and personal to the animals. The double rock spin is a ride that spins in a full circle and lifts thrill seekers more than 65 feet in the air. While the Let's Twist looks a bit like a windmill and also spins people around. The Rolling X train is impressive too, with 2 corkscrews as well as 2 loops. Columbus Adventure is the park's Viking boat ride. The Hurricane is a gravity spin ride, and Lily Dance is a sort of spinning teacup ride. The Amazon Express is a popular river rapid ride, and there's a flume ride as well for those who want some aquatic fun. There's even a Around the World ride similar to Disney's It's a Small World After All, creepy dolls and all. Animal lovers will rejoice at the small zoo at the park as well. You can see lizards, insects, lions, kangaroos, and more. And food options range from kimchi, bulgogi, and pizza or churros. It's a unique experience with options for adrenaline junkies and chill attractions as well. Number 7. Efteling, Netherlands. We all know that fairy tales were originally not so wholesome, right? Well, that's the atmosphere that you get at the Efteling Park in the Netherlands. It takes its inspiration from fairy tales and the artistry of Anton Pieck. Many of its rides are either dark rides or thrill rides, with a sprinkling of walk-through attractions through lovely garden settings with quaint cottage depictions. It's been around since 1952, and it's definitely a place of both fantasy and thrills. This isn't Disneyland. Characters here are dark and gritty, and so are many of the rides. If you're going in 2024, then you should absolutely check out one of the coming attractions, Danse Macabre, which is an interesting haunted attraction where you sit atop turntables that tilt and spin to music. They will also open a 143-room hotel this year. Top attractions include Your Ascended Drac, George and the Dragon, which is a huge set of racing wooden roller coasters named Water and Fire, which reaches top speeds of 47 miles per hour and has drops of 72 feet. Baron 1898, which is a 1,644 dive coaster that reaches top speeds of 56 miles per hour and has a 123-foot drop as well as 2 inversions, and De Vliegende Hollander, the Flying Dutchman, which combines a dark ride with a roller coaster that reaches top speeds of 44 miles per hour and is 74 feet tall. Sprokesbos, or Fairy Tale Forest, is a walk-through attraction with scenes depicting more than 30 different fairy tales and features animatronics, miniatures, and Pepper's ghost effects. For a dark ride through Fairyland, check out Droomlicht or Dreamflight, which is sort of like if Tinkerbell and her friends went horror. Efteling is a unique theme park, and we think it's Holland's hidden gem. Number 6. Dreamworld, Australia. Dreamworld is Australia's biggest theme park, and it presents a unique opportunity that we'll get into in a few minutes. For now, let's talk rides. First, there's the Steel Taipan, which is a reptilian roller coaster with a top speed of over 65 miles per hour and a G-force of 3.8. It's got 4 inversions and a unique seat at the back of the coaster called the Tail Whip for extra thrills. Then there's the Gold Coaster with a 360-degree loop, a height over 147 feet, and a max speed of nearly 53 miles per hour. And finally, there's the Giant Drop, which is a free fall ride around 390 feet high and a drop of 39 stories. But if thrilling coasters aren't your thing, then check out the Motor Coaster, which is a mild coaster with cars designed to look like motorbikes. There are even 2 sidecars that have been designed with aerodynamics and created specifically for disabled guests as well as children. There aren't a lot of themes in the park, but there are separate sections like Rocky Hollow, Main Street, and the town of Gold Rush, and the Australian Wildlife Experience, which is a zoo filled with Australian animals, and the Wiggles World for kids with rides and attractions themed around the Wiggles. Tiger Island lets you get up close to tigers and has the Bengal Tea House with coffee or tea with views of the big cats. But the most unique opportunity in Dreamland is the chance to hug a koala, which is against the law in Australia except for in Queensland. Number 5. Tivoli Gardens, Denmark. Tivoli Gardens theme park in Denmark is the 3rd oldest theme park in the whole world and has been drawing in customers since the 1800s and is one of Europe's most visited theme parks. It's a unique mix of fun and thrills and natural beauty with gorgeously manicured gardens. And given its old-school vibes and fairy tale themes, it's fitting that both Walt Disney and that Hans Christian Andersen have visited it. There are rides from yesteryear as well as fun from this century. For instance, there's a big wooden roller coaster called Rutschbanen that's about a century old and is still operated with a brakeman on board to control it, which is great for the thrill seekers in your group. If you'd prefer a ride that was built sometime in this lifetime, check out Demonin, which is a B&M floorless roller coaster and has almost 2,000 feet of track in its compact design. It's a wonder at night when it's all lit up and your feet dangle into the void. Other attractions to check out include a kooky spinning ride called Tic Tac, the Funhouse, Villa Vendetta, which is a haunted house attraction where the actors can actually touch you, and Minin, which is a water ride. And when all the lights and sounds cause some sensory overload, you can head over to the Orangery, which is one of the park's dozen gardens, all of which provide a peaceful escape from the hustle and bustle, or take a stroll over to the aquarium. There's a variety of shows and entertainment at Tivoli Gardens, including things like light shows, live concerts and ballets, and there are fireworks at least once a week. It's open all summer, plus Halloween and Christmas, where you can check out the special Christmas market. Number 4. Gardaland, Italy. Gardaland is Italy's biggest theme park and features Gardaland Park, Gardaland Sea Life, Legoland Water Park, and 3 different hotels all set by Lake Garda, the largest lake in Italy. It's an incredible 64 acres of property, and almost 3 million people each year visit it. If you've got young children, then they'll be delighted by Peppa Pig Land. Legoland is also particularly fun for the little ones, with a toddler area with Duplo themes and a lagoon with inflatable rings to catch a ride on, as well as loads of slides for older kids to choose from, and incredible builds depicting different places in Italy, like the Vatican, Venice, and the Milan Cathedral. Gardaland Sea Life is a nice aquarium where you can experience lots of marine fish and animals, including sharks and seals. Gardaland Park is where all the thrill rides and coasters are. The roller coaster that attracts enthusiasts to Gardaland is Blue Tornado, which is a 2,509-foot-long, 109-foot-high inverted metal roller coaster with 5 inversions and a top speed of nearly 50 miles per hour. Mammoth is a mine train car-style coaster with a 45.9-foot-tall chain lift hill on it and a top speed of 31.1 miles per hour. And then there's Oblivion, the Black Hole, which is a steel, floorless coaster that's 139.4 feet high with 2 inversions and a speed of 62.1 miles per hour, a tunnel, a chain lift hill, a heart-line roll, and 270-degree helix. Of course, besides the heart-racing coasters, there are water rides like the Colorado Boat, Fuga da Atlantide or Escape from Atlantis, and Jungle Rapids. There's also other attractions like the 4D Experience and Space Vertigo, which is a 70s NASA-themed free-fall space tower. As far as food goes, you can get hot dogs, pizza, gelato, crepes, and paninis. There are numerous shows at Gardaland too, with music, comedy, choreography, magic, and even acrobatics. At night, there's the Eye of Ramses show, which combines lasers, water, and fire for an immersive and action-packed experience. Number 3. Disney Sea, Tokyo. Disney Sea is one of Japan's Disney locations. They also have Tokyo Disneyland, but Disney Sea is actually situated on the water and has a nautical theme. It's sectioned off into different ports: the Mediterranean Harbor, American Waterfront, Port Discovery, Lost River Delta, Mermaid Lagoon, Arabian Coast, and Mysterious Island. They're similar to Epcot's countries, and they're situated in a loop, so you can port hop from port to port in a single day. And they each have their own themes, food, characters, shops, etc. They have a lot of that Disney magic that you see in the States, such as a monorail that brings you into the park that you somehow don't really see the rest of your stay at the park. Some of the top attractions there include 2,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Aquatopia, Tower of Terror, Sinbad's Storybook Voyage, Raging Spirits, and Journey to the Center of the Earth. There are definitely some one-of-a-kind experience to take in, like the Caravan Carousel, which is in a gorgeous building on the Arabian coast. Even the alleyways and corridors of the park are themed, like one area that looks like the alleyways from Disney's Aladdin. And it wouldn't truly be a Disney park if it didn't have adorable, delicious food. But much of the food at Disney Sea Tokyo is unique and can't be found any other place in the world, like steamed pork buns, shaped like little rafts with wrappers emblazoned with Donald Duck, and popcorn flavors that run the gamut: salt, curry, milk chocolate, herb, tomato, caramel, white chocolate, and black pepper. And after the sun goes down, the park is lit up and amazing shows are performed. Disney Sea is a must-visit destination for any Disney lover because of its truly unique scenery, rides, and shows. Number 2. Universal Studios, Orlando, Florida. Universal Studios in Florida has attractions for everyone, and especially when you pair it with Islands of Adventure, Volcano Bay, and City Walk, which means that there are 2 whole theme parks, a water park, and a shopping, entertainment, and dining complex. So we'll acknowledge that Universal isn't as big as Walt Disney World, but there's so much to see and do that you can easily spend several days here and still may not be able to experience it all. There are attractions featuring Minions, Transformers, The Simpsons, and Harry Potter all in Universal Studios. In particular, if you hit the wizarding world of Harry Potter, you can take a stroll down Diagon Alley and ride the Escape from Gringotts ride, eat at the Leaky Cauldron, or grab some ice cream at Florian Fortescue's Ice Cream Parlor. Of course, wizarding fans can sample butterbeer here too. You can even take the Hogwarts Express over to Hogsmeade in Islands of Adventure. And once it gets dark, stick around for Universal Studios' Cinematic Celebration, which is held at the Parks Lagoon with water, light, music, and films. At Islands of Adventure, you can take a ride on the Jurassic World Velocicoaster, Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, or ride a broomstick at Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. At Camp Jurassic, kids can ride Pteranodon Flyers, and you can ride the Jurassic Park River Adventure, or check out the Raptor Encounter. Water rides to check out include Skull Island, Reign of Kong, Toon Lagoon, and Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls Log Flume Ride. Other rides include the Incredible Hulk Coaster and the Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man, as well as High in the Sky Seuss Trolley Train Ride. At Volcano Bay, you can check out Koakiri Body Plunge, which is a 70-degree fall right through a drop door. A lagoon, the Krakatoa Aqua Coaster, which goes through a waterfall, and the Tiawa, the Fearless River, which is a white water rapids ride. And at City Walk, you'll find restaurants that are homages to Bob Marley, as well as Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville, a movie theater, karaoke club, and more. There's so much to see and do at Universal Studios that there's no way we can cover it all here. And you couldn't even do it all in one day, which is exactly why it made our list. Number 1. Walt Disney World, Orlando, Florida. Disney World was originally branded to be called Walt Disney World Magic Kingdom, and its tagline is the most magical place on Earth, and it'll definitely make you feel as though you've entered a magical land when you visit. At the center of the park is the iconic fairy tale imagining of a medieval castle called Cinderella Castle, which is surrounded by a huge moat. Every night, the castle is lit up and there's a huge fireworks show along the Kiss Goodnight, which is Roy O. Disney's dedication speech that's played throughout the park every night. There are 4 different theme parks in Disney World: Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom. Let's talk Magic Kingdom first. If you're visiting in 2024, you should know that Splash Mountain is getting remodeled to be Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and there's a lot of buzz around that, so you won't want to miss it. Some of the biggest attractions are Space Mountain, the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, the Haunted Mansion, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Jungle Cruise, Peter Pan's Flight, the Astro Orbiter, Mad Tea Party, Dumbo the Flying Elephant, It's a Small World, and Pirates of the Caribbean. You'll also need to check out Main Street USA, which looks like a turn-of-the-century Main Street in America. It's home to a meet and greet with Mickey Mouse and Tinkerbell and several restaurants and shops, all with souvenirs and merchandise you can't find anywhere else. Epcot has the Gardens of the Galaxy, Cosmic Rewind Coaster, Test Track Race Car Simulation, Spaceship Earth, which is contained in the Big Ball mascot of Epcot, The Seas with Nemo and Friends, Grand Fiesta Tour starring the 3 Caballeros, Frozen Ever After, and Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. The World Showcase features a number of internationally themed pavilions, and at night, it's home to Luminous The Symphony of Us. Disney's Hollywood Studios is where you'll find Toy Story Land, as well as Star Wars, Galaxy's Edge, plus shows like Indiana Jones' Epic Stunt Spectacular and Beauty and the Beast live on stage, plus the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, and the Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith. And at the Animal Kingdom, you can find Kilimanjaro Safaris, which is a safari ride that showcases lions, giraffes, elephants, and more than 30 different animal species, and 2 different avatar rides. as well as shows like It's Tough to Be a Bug and Festival of the Lion King. You can also find fan favorite foods like jumbo turkey legs, Dole Whip, and various colors and flavors of milk, or catch a Cirque du Soleil show. There's so much packed into Disney World that we can't possibly list it all here, but we feel like we made a pretty big dent in it. Well, that's it for today, folks. And in case some of you are wondering why we didn't include Disneyland, it's because Disney World is larger and has more attractions. But we have no beef with Disneyland, so please don't come at us too harshly in the comments. Until next time, safe travels.